Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Stampin' Thursday right now. We're going to be stamping together in a little bit. Hi, I'm Christine Bertram. I'm from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and I am so happy to be with you here today. It was a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. Yay! And I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be. So it was 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I gotta go live, girls and boys. So, girls and boys, I have a long list of things, of prizes. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I kept this straight this past week, but wow. There's prizes that are gonna be awarded later for, you can't see it, but I'll move it away, but I was just in the process of going through to make sure I didn't forget anything. But we had the game night and card workshop on May 21st, and I gave everybody till sometime today to post their cards. I had that list, so I have winners for that we're gonna draw. And then I have for the paper pumpkin class, which was last Thursday, I have 3 winners that are gonna win. Hi Kelly, hi Jerry, hi Heather. We're gonna do that drawing. And then I did a drawing for those people who shared the mystery night. Hi, Angela. Thanks for sharing. So people who shared the mystery night, I have a drawing for that. I also am doing my top fans for the month of May. So I'm going to do that drawing. And then there was the May Creative Challenge, and we're going to announce who the winner is for that. And then I also asked for ideas for tonight's class on my Thursday nights. We're looking for something fun. So Thursday night used to be Thirsty Thursday for me. Hi, Tina. Hi, Katie. So it used to be Thirsty Thursday, and now I can't call it that because it's Stampin' Thursdays, but I was looking for something more creative. Hey, Bobby. So as you girls roll in here, hi, Kathy back. As you girls roll in here, I loved that Bobby said she's in Michigan. If you girls could say where you're from, that would be awesome. Hi, Arliss. Thanks for joining tonight. I'm so excited for you to make cards. Hi, Jean. Yay, first time seeing me live. That's exciting. So I'm also going to pull you girls up on my phone. I have 2 spots that I watch comments. Hi, Becky. And one comes in faster than the other one. So here we are. Yay. So I got done with work, and Gina B was over. She's helping me with some card classes. Hi, Ann. She's in Sturgeon Bay. Yay. So, yeah, as you girls pop in here, say where you're from. That would be awesome. And also, if you can comment and share, that would be great. I really appreciate it. Oh, my gosh. The number of people that shared the mystery night, there were 25 people that shared it. So I'm giving away a couple prizes for that. That is so awesome. So, sunny California, yay. Hi, Peggy. So I got home from work around 4:45, and girls, the project is rolling right along. I have walls. Oh my gosh. So they started building on Tuesday, and it's Thursday. In 3 days, they have the framing up. So there's walls. They're sheeted, so there's plywood all around. Hi, Ian again from Vermont. Yay, Kelly's watching in Oshkosh. So the walls are all sheeted. The windows are all framed out. The doors are all framed out. And so there's nothing to do tomorrow. So they're taking off, and the guys that are working on it are working on other projects. So Diane's watching. Diane, you're a doll. Thanks for dropping off some paper for me today. I really appreciate it. That black paper, I can never keep enough of that in stock. That and white, I run through it so much. I've learned that I have to keep about 5 packs in the stash. So yeah, so Diane drove by and she saw what was going on. So that's so exciting. So they're going to work on Monday. They're actually going to, so I have a dormer up on top of my house where this is all going to tie in, and they're going to figure that all out on Monday. So they have to tear the siding off, and there's a rubber roof, and so all of this is always weather pending. So, so project progress is always exciting. So did you girls see the pictures that I posted on Sunday night? Wow. So I posted about 28 pictures on my Cards by Christine Facebook page, which is where you're watching this video now. So if you didn't see that, you can scroll through till you find it. I had promised over the weekend that I would send pictures of the project since March 21st through May 29th. It was basically from having a garage to basically having just a slab re-poured, and then the sticks started going up on Tuesday. So yay! So Rhonda shared it, and she's in Fond du Lac. Yay! So happy to see you. Rhonda was here last night for the celebration that I had. So yay! We had 6 girls making that bee frame. So I'm so excited. I have 7 or 8 tomorrow night, and I have 8 on Saturday, and I think I have 6 on Sunday. So yay! You like the pictures, good. So girls, we got a little bit to go through. So we already talked about where you're from and sharing. That's awesome. I also like to always thank you in advance for any orders. I do my Thursday night classes free. So it's a thing that I love to do. I love sharing with you, and especially during these crazy times, it was something to help me stay engaged and interacting with you. And so just know I always have an open host code that is available for you if you're looking for a demonstrator to place orders through. I do greatly appreciate your orders. It helps to keep me doing these. So it inspires me that I know that you're buying things that you're going to be hopefully using. That's always the key, right? And buy what you use or use what you buy. So yeah, so I'll have a host code here that in case you're looking for anything tonight, orders are so greatly, truly appreciated, and I love them. So, and then also I have my class schedule is available. I know after my live, hi Naughty Nancy, hi Brittany. So last week I announced that I have my class schedule available, and a few people emailed me for it. So that was awesome. If I'm getting a lot of new followers and you don't have my email address, it's Chris M. Bertram. So it's CHRIS, M as in Mary, and then BERTRAM at MSN.com. Hi, Cindy from Vermont. So send me an email and I will send you my class schedule, or you can just message me through my Facebook page, The Cards by Christine, and I'd love to get you a copy of my current schedule so you'll know, hi Jay, you'll know exactly what I'm doing all summer long. Every Thursday is earmarked with a class. Hi, Linda. And then also I have the scavenger hunt ready. So some of you have that in your hot little hands already. I had one already turned in. Angela, you are a rock star. She already got it turned in. I haven't graded it yet, sorry. I usually wait for all of them to come in, and then I sit down for about 2 hours and I grade them all at the same time. So I know you're antsy to know how you did, but I haven't even figured out some of the answers yet. So I usually wait till the end to figure that out too. So the scavenger hunt is available. And also the other thing I'd like to tell everybody that I have going on here is I have an in color club that I do. So starting in July, if you want to get the in colors on a budget, you get one of each of these things, and it's $40, and that includes shipping and tax. And so this is really convenient if you're more local to me. If you're not local, we'll have to figure out what shipping costs would be, but you're the host for one of these months. And when you're the host, you'll get $18 in host credit, and you get to pick a pack of pearls or rhinestones. And it says 41, but I bumped it just to an even 40. So, but you'll get an ink pad, a refill cardstock, the designer series paper, the note cards and envelopes, the roll of ribbon, the adhesive dots, and a marker. And so what happens is you're the hostess 1 month, and that's when you get the hostess benefits and the free gift, but each month you'll get a new color. So I rotate it. So for example, Brianna's getting Just Jade in July, and I believe like Terry's getting Misty Moonlight. So I already have 4 signed up. So I'm looking for 1 more to complete that club. And then I will see if 5 more people want to join, and it allows you to get each color every month. And then after 5 months, you have all your colors, and it's kind of split out the cost of the in colors so that you get everything for that one color in one chunk. So I wanted to tell everybody I have that as well. And the other thing too is Stampin' Up! Changed their adhesives, and so I'm going to flip this down real quick. So I have this suggested use form. If anybody's looking for this, just let me know. I can email it to you, or if you're local to me, you can always get it at a class. I have some printed out, but basically it goes through what the different types of adhesives are and what you want to use them on. So in case you want to put ribbon down, what are the best things to use? And it introduces the new Stampin' Seal, which replaces the snail, and the Stampin' Seal Plus, which replaces the fast fuse. So I do have this available if anybody is looking for a printout of that. I'd love to share that with you. it helps a little bit. People keep it in their catalog. So just know I have that for you if you're wondering. And then also too, lastly, on this introduction stuff, I want to show you what I did. So here's my catalog, girls. I have it spiral bound, and I went to Staples, and I did this to 2 catalogs. One, they laminated the cover page. The other one, they just put a clear plastic coat over it. But I have a hard laminated cover here. And then I've put all my tabs in here. So I know where my suites are. I know where my DSP is. I know where my packaging, my memories, and more. So I've done the tabs. And then I've gone through and I've highlighted things. That's very important that you girls have your catalog. If you don't have a catalog and you're not a demonstrator and you don't work with a demonstrator already, I'd love to be your demonstrator and get the catalogs in your hands. For people who aren't my customer, what I do is I just charge you the shipping and the cost of the catalog and give you a coupon for that exact amount. And then when you place your first order, you get to use that coupon. So, hey, Chris, yes, you got your scavenger hunt done. Yay. Okay, cool. So the catalog's awesome. So my cousin Kelly just published a tip yesterday. Chad posted a problem with numbers for the stamp and seal. So yeah, if there's problems with the numbers, we can figure that out later. So I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but Nancy, maybe you can elaborate. So the catalog though, if you're part of my Cards by Christine Facebook page, my cousin Kelly does a Tip Tuesday, and she published a bunch of tips with the new catalog, and one of them was putting tabs on it. Another was highlighting. How many of you have duplicated a purchase and bought something twice because you didn't remember you had it? So I think that it's a really good idea to highlight with a highlighter when you get things. So especially bringing the catalog to class. That's awesome. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining. Yay, Kathy's here too. Kathy, so what I ask is if you guys could message me, either Facebook message me, and the comments come through here so fast, and then when it's time to go back and look through them, they're so sporadic. So instead of posting in here that you need a catalog or that you need a scavenger hunt or you need a class schedule or the adhesive, please just private message me or email me. And then I'll get that in my inbox, and then I can manage all those requests together at the same time. So hi, Lisa. Hey, Hillary from Missouri. So yeah, so that helps me is if you guys mention in here, that's great, but also just to tell me somehow in a different form of communication. So I'll tell you girls, these comments start rolling through, and sometimes they go so fast that I can't even keep up with them. So yes. Oh, Jay gets duplicates and Diane gets duplicates. We all get duplicates. I know Naughty Nancy gets duplicates. Hi, Brenda. So what's my plan for the night? So we are making fun folds. Yay! How many of you love fun folds? Oh, I had a great class. I had 3 classes already that made these cards in person. We met last Wednesday, we met on Saturday, and then we had class on Monday, and they did great. The people just loved them, and it was really funny because I always ask, what's your favorite card at the end? And a lot of people said everyone, and then a lot of people said the Grace's Garden one, and then a lot of people said the World card. So the email address, Cindy, is chrismbertram@msn.com, and maybe Diane or Naughty Nancy could write it in the comments so you can see it, Cindy, but it's CHRISM as in Mary, BERTRAM @msn.com. So again, it was chrismbertram@msn.com. So otherwise in Facebook, you can reach me via sending me a message in Facebook too. So great. So what we're going to do is we are going to make some fun folds, 4 of them to be exact. So I had, I think, 16 or 15 people that purchased either the kits or the to-go cards, like the completed cards. So they're going to be making them along with me tonight while everybody watches, or they're going to be catching the replay. But my plan is to let's make those 4 cards. Let's get that under our belt. And then we're going to go through and do all those prize drawings. Thanks, Angela. You're awesome. Thanks, Naughty Nancy. See, I got my girls. They got my back, Cindy. So there's the email address. So And then, girls, I had said early on, I've got a boatload of prizes here. So we've got prizes for top fan. We've got prizes for sharing. We've got prizes. Oh, there's my card. You can't see it. There's the mystery night. I'm going to reveal my card. We've got the May Creative Challenge. Girls, we got lots of prizes here. So, but let's go ahead and we're going to get started. So first of all, thank you everybody for joining me tonight for another live class. This is going to be exciting and fun. I really hope that you learn some tips or tricks from me. If you have questions, thanks Diane for the email. You girls are rocking it. If anybody has questions throughout, make sure you ask them in the comments and I can try to answer them verbally, or some of my girls are really good at answering too, so they might be able to answer in the comments as well. And so if you have questions, make sure you ask. I always want to make sure that no questions go unanswered. So, all right. So that being said, have fun tonight and make sure you sit back, relax, or if you're making the cards with me, I hope you can keep up. And just remember always that you can watch the replay. Right now, you can't pause me. You can shut me off or you can turn my volume off, but you can't necessarily stop me to like do a step. So I'm hoping that those people that are following along, if you don't finish the card when I do and we start the next one, just know that you can go back and watch the replay and fast forward to the part, okay? So just kind of make a note of what minute we're at and then you can fast forward. So that being said, here's my host code, and in case anybody wants to place an order, I'd love your business. And here are the cards we're going to be making. So let's move that there. So I don't know what order we're going to do these in yet, but this is the Grace's Garden. It's called an easel fold. So it has this little lip down here, and that helps to wedge the paper so it holds it up. And as of right now, when I designed this class, this paper was current, and this stuff and Grace's Garden was carried over, but some of this is new product that we get to use. And then, okay, so I had this card earmarked to make first, and then when Jean and I were safer stamping together, we designed this card. And unfortunately, it's the same fun fold, but to our advantage, it's another pretty card. So, and it features all new product from Beautiful World. So this, again, it's another easel card, but then you'll really get easel fun fold cards down really good after we're done with this. So this features the new Old World paper and a lot of the collection. So we're going to make that card. Now look at this one. This is a card that features the Magnolia set. I think it's Good Morning Magnolia, some new paper. And look at this when it opens up. I call it an accordion card. If you girls have a different name for this, you're more than welcome to post it. But to me, I think it's an accordion because it looks like an accordion. And then lastly, we have a diorama card. And this features the new Birds and Branches stamp set and framelits. And so a diorama card, it like has a swing movement to it. So you can see when it opens like that. So those are the 4 cards we're doing tonight, girls. Who's ready? Give me some thumbs ups and some loves if you are ready to rock and roll. Hoochie cool. Okay, let's get these out of the way so that I'm not confused. And we're going to start with this one. And so I know that you girls like it when I tell you where I get inspiration from, right? I give a little credit. So I didn't give this credit when we were doing any of the swap card showcases because I was going to be featuring this. So this is from my teammate or my team member, Michelle Heim. She joined my team about a year and a half ago, and she did this for the team swap party, and it's an accordion card, and it actually uses Grace's Garden. And so I was originally gonna use this card, but girls, she colored in every one of these flowers that are hanging there times like 14, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing that in class. You girls hate it when I make you color a lot and fussy cut. So basically what I did is I cased this card. I got the measurements off of it and created this card. And I did it with featuring new product and a stamp set that was rolling over to the new catalog. And then also inspiring iris. So what we've got here is I'm going to pull out stuff too to show you as we use it, so you know what we're using. So Good Morning Magnolia is where the thanks comes from, and then Inspiring Iris is where the inside comes from. So these are both stamp sets that were carried over to the new catalog, and what we're going to do is grab out our products here. So I learned to put stuff in a clear cello bag, girls. It keeps everything organized. So yeah, Michelle did a beautiful job on that card. It was gorgeous. So I have my little notes here so I can tell you girls some measurements. And we're starting with this one. All right. So we have some new in colors here, girls and boys. I gotta say boys because sometimes I have guys pop on. So this is actually just a quarter sheet of paper. It's 5.5 by 4.25. And there's 2 of them. And they're both Misty Moonlight. So those are our top panel and our bottom panel. You girls are gonna be amazed at how easy this card is. I feel like I want to go and make 10 of these, all with different looks to them. So here we've got the new in colors called Magenta Madness. It measures 5 by 3 3/4, and that's going to be for our top panel. And then we have a piece of Whisper White, and that measures 4 13/16 times 3 9/16. Yes, I love you girls too when I use the 16ths. We have our piece of Designer Series paper. Now this is from the new Flowers for Every Season pack it's with the sunflowers. And so that is a piece that measures 4 13/16 times 1 inch. Girls, I made it 1 inch so that you can get 6 of them out of a pack of paper. So, or I should say a sheet of paper. So there's that. And then we have here, oh man, I think I might be missing a piece of Whisper White. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so these measure 2.5 by 2.5 by 4. And so these are 4 pieces that are exactly the same size, and they are gonna be for the panels on the inside. So again, they are 2.5 by 4, okay? And what I've done on the 2 outer pieces is I've rounded the corners. So if you look at this, let's move this over here. We've got 4 panels here, and there is a product called the Detailed Trio Punch, and it's a 3-in-1 punch. There's a corner rounder, and then there's a little oval, and then there's this really cool florally decorative corner thing. So the trick with this punch, girls, when you use this, when I first started using this, I thought you were supposed to punch on the side where it is, and it never cut it very good. So what you do is you put your paper in, and right directly in the middle, you push down. So you want your pressure to be right in the middle, and then that will make a nice rounded corner here. Okay, so I've done that on the 2 outer panels. So when you look at the card from the inside, you can see that those 2 upper corners on each side are rounded. Then we have one more panel of paper here, and this panel is awesome. Well, actually, we have a few more here. This one's, like, you don't know why I said awesome, but you'll get it when I tell you why. This measures 11 inches by 4.25. So it's actually just a half a sheet of paper. So you can get 2 of them out of a pack, or like out of a sheet. And all it is scored directly in the middle. And you definitely want to use a scoring tool, like the Simply Scored or your paper trimmer that has a scoring on it. And basically it's scored right in the middle at 5.5. And then you're going to score it at 2 3/4, which is half of 5.5. And then if you flip it around, I say you score again at 2 3/4, which is in the middle. So basically it's half and then half and then half. And grab your bone folder, and you're gonna burnish the edges. And as you burnish them, make sure you're holding. Hey Judy, are you girls watching to make cards tonight, or are you all by yourself? I didn't know you were gonna join. I'm so excited you joined. So Judy and 3 of her friends took this as an online class. Yay! Okay, so this is what we have first, and I believe it goes like this. So again, it's simply a half a sheet of paper, and then you're in half and half and half. So it makes it into accordion kind of. Okay, we also have 2 pieces of Designer Series paper that measure 2 and let's see what my notes say here. 2.5 by 3/4, and there's 2 of them, and they go at the top as a little paneling. So I just decorated them slightly at the top like that. And then we have a butterfly left. Okay, do you girls know where this little guy is from? He is from a die that is called Butterfly Beauty Thinlits. And so what I've done for everybody who took this class is I had die cut out your butterflies. So I put all my dies on my magnetic sheets. And so I've got this one on here. So you're wondering, wow, that's a whole big die, but I only want one little itty bitty butterfly. Well, so what I did is I took a little 1.5 by 1.5 and I lined it up, and all I did was cut out one little butterfly for everybody. So when you get your kit, all you have to do is just very carefully snip his wing. He can still fly though, I promise you. But once we glue him to our card, he won't be able to fly. But right now, he's free floating. So that's all you have to do. So just know, with these beautiful butterfly dies, instead of keeping them big and whole like this, so what it's really meant is this one is an outline to go over the top of this one. And so this is like a lighter color and that's a darker color, or vice versa. And they're really good for layering. So just know that if you have these dies, you can definitely cut out just a portion of the butterfly if that's what you're looking for. And that's what I was looking for this. So we've got that little one ready for us. And now we're gonna do some stamping. Okay, girls, so inspiring iris. We're gonna start with these 2 pieces of white paper. So if you're stamping with me at home and you don't have inspiring iris, what you can do is find another, I'm gonna have this just set like so you can see it a little bit. Let's cover these up like that. Okay, so if you don't have inspiring iris at home, just find something else that's flowery. It really is okay to use something other than the stamp sets that I use. That makes you have to think and be creative, right? To find something else. So when I designed this card, I originally did not have Misty Moonlight ink. But since Paper Pumpkin came, I have Misty Moonlight. So what I originally, this is actually stamped in Night of Navy. So you can see the navy is just slightly darker than the Misty Moonlight. Hi, Jean, do you have your blue moon? So what we're gonna do though, is we're going to use the Misty Moonlight so that it matches. And I'm just gonna gently clean them off real quick. And so when you get a paper pumpkin, you get a little stampin' spot is what it's called. And what you have to do is more gently tap on here and just get the whole area covered good versus using a big ink pad. So I want to use the Misty Moonlight so it matches. So what I'm going to do is layer this. So I've got my cards, just my mats here butted up together, and I'm going to stamp these at the same time. Hi, Jan. How is it going in Wisconsin Rapids? So there's the first step. Then there's an inside to the flower that is just a watery color wash. And you're going to ink that up. And again, if you don't have the inspiring iris, that's not the end of the world. There's a certain way that this lines up that it matches, and I think it's like so. So I'm being very gentle not to move my papers so that the seam. Okay, so what happened there when I stamped, if this happens to you at home, it missed a whole section. Don't cry. All you have to do is put a little bit more ink right over the top of it, and you won't even know that that happened. So you can fix almost everything. Okay, so that's that. I need Brandon here to clean my stamps for me, Angela. So then what we have is the outline of this flower right here, and that's gonna go on both of these sides. So we're gonna just set that other one off to the side for now, and we're gonna ink this up. And again, these spots are nice. And I noticed in the new annual catalog, they have a collection of spots. And in this case, I'm not going to be stamping that sentiment on there. When I have class, I stamp some different sentiments on cards so people can see the different options. And when I make cards that are thank you cards, I like to not have anything in the inside so I can write exactly what I want. So there's that stamp. And then next what we have is a little flower topper, and that's what's going to fill in, oops, that's, I did that upside down. So that's going to fill in the top here. Oh, that one might work good too that way. So, and with this inspiring iris, you can double stamp and it actually gets a little bit more color in a spot if you missed it. So I'm going to go there. Okay. So that's all that we need to do for the blue on the inside. now what we've got is a little bit of mint macaron. And mint macaron is what I used for the leaves here. And so this is going to be stamped. So this was hard. There's not a lot of space to fill this in here, and the stamp looks a lot bigger than what it is. And it's okay. It's meant to be a wash look. So don't worry about going outside of the lines with that. Okay, so there's that mint. And I'll be honest with you, I had this class the other night, and there is supposed to be a little mint. I'm looking for it, girls. Well, here it is. Okay. This is the mint leaves. Hey Sue, thanks for sharing. For those that just popped on too, if you wouldn't mind sharing the video, that would be awesome. These are the leaves that get stamped over the top of this. Now, do you see what I'm doing with photopolymer stamps? It's so easy to kind of maneuver the stamp where it needs to go, and that's awesome because then it can give you time to get it lined up really good. Okay, so that's it for the mint. Then what we have here in the middle of our blue flower, this is a dark So Saffron Stampin' Blend, and I just colored the center of the flower just a little bit. Okay, so now we get to do a little bit of assembly. So grab this piece. So when I see adhesive, girls, that's whatever adhesive you want to use. I am a big proponent of, thanks for sharing, Karen. Bye, Jay. We'll catch you later. Have a good rest of your night. I'm a big user of liquid glue. So, and honestly, if you use snail or some other sort of tape, that is, oh my goodness, that's not going to work so good. I guess that's not. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Okay, let's try that again. I don't know if that's going to work. Hang on. Oh man, I think that I had a, oh, girls, live on camera. Has this ever happened to you? Oh my goodness. That is the biggest glue booger I've ever seen in my life. Oh, so if I was at work and I was Robert, I would say, whoa. Okay, girls, I have no idea what just happened there. But my glue had a complete blowout. And my cover, okay, this is what you do when this happens at home. Okay, laugh with me because I was not expecting that at all. But we're safe. We're back in track here. I don't know if it got hot from being in my car, so don't keep your glue in your car. That is not advised at all. Can't tell you that, but basically that got stuck. Wow. So normally when I'm stamping with Gina, that happens not to that extent, but she gets little glue boogers like that, and she always hands them to me. And it really feels like she is handing me little boogers. So yeah, that's exactly it. I hope she watches this and you can see that. Oh my God, Linda, I know, right? I'm so happy that that glue did not get all over my card and have a blowout. Oh my goodness. That was highly entertaining. I hope you enjoyed that. I could not try to do that again, I think, because honestly, I would have figured that out before we started. All right, so be careful to put your pieces down in the order, the right order. Now, I failed to do one of my own steps is I usually like to glue my paper on before in case I need to trim the ends, but I'm gonna just go with the flow and put this over the top, and I still have glue boogers. Oh my goodness, girls. This is boogerific here. Okay, let's get that little guy off of there. Okay, and I'm good. So, does the glue dry white or clear? So, if the glue is super thin, it will definitely dry clear. But I do know that if you put like a lot of glue, then it looks like kind of frosty. So it's not clear. But if you just do a little bit of it. So Kathy, what you should do is on just a piece of scratch paper, you should just put a little dot of it and then put a little bit bigger dot and see what happens. But when I use it, it usually dries clear if it's thin enough. So, okay, we have successfully glued the inside of this card, girls. Yay. Okay, so here's the trick and like where the magic happens with this card. So now you're wondering, how do we put these two pieces with this piece? So this is actually relatively easy. It's a lot easier than you think. So what you're gonna do is put your adhesive. Now you're not gonna necessarily wanna use mono adhesive or snail on the back because it will come off relatively fast, like in comparison to liquid glue or tear and tape. And then all you're gonna do is you have the glue here, and all you're gonna do is flip this over and center it. So the one thing I like about liquid glue is you can see I can move this where I want it to go, and that's where I want it to go. And then just give it about 10 seconds and it should be pretty dry. And now the trick with this is to put the glue on the top of the yellow here. Do not put it on the blue. I did that accidentally one time for a sample card like this, and I had to give it a second to dry, and then I could use my adhesive eraser. Now all I'm doing is gonna lay this card over the top, and I'm gonna center it so that my corners are all lined up nice. And that's basically it, girls. That's how you assemble this card together. We still have to decorate the outside. That's coming, but look at this. That's how easy that goes together. A super easy fun fold card. You know, sometimes you get these crazy fun folds that take all of your lady brain power and then you're kaput afterwards. This one doesn't do that to you, I promise. So, all right. Now I want to show you a very, very fun, cool technique using the Stamparatus. So my very awesome friend Naughty Nancy was going to do a Stamparatus class in June, but that has been put on hold indefinitely until the whole corona's passed us for a bit. So I didn't want to lose sight of some of the Stamparatus tips and tricks that people have been asking for. So I know Brenda Crudwig was asking how to do this style of a stamping using the Stamparatus. So two of the cards we're doing tonight are going to feature some tips and tricks or uses of the Stamparatus. And one of them is called the hinge technique. And so what I've done for class is I set up the Stamparatus. How many of you have the Stamparatus? Give me a shout out if you have it. I want to see how many people have this. So it's awesome because it comes with two magnets like this that can be stored on the back. So there's 1, 2. And there's dimensionals like stuck up in there. And so you've got two magnets. There's little grid feet things, or little, so it doesn't move around. And it does come with two plates, one that goes on this side and one that fits over here. They are interchangeable, so you can reverse the sides. And then the best thing about this, it has hinges. And so this is what's called hinge stamping, hinge step stamping. So we're gonna be moving this down as we stamp. So what I did for class is I set up washi tape on here. So one of the pieces of paper, Brenda loves the Stamparatus. Yeah, it's like one of the best things since sliced bread. So one of the markings I have set up on here is for this piece of white, which is the top of our card. And I set it up so everybody knows where to put the card, or I should say the mat. And then the magnets are used. You need to buy a Stamparatus, Becky. How you're holding out, girl. I think everybody's gonna give you a thumbs up if you need to buy one. So now this is set up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna ink it up, stamp, and we're gonna just do it as I talk about it. So I have my Misty Moonlight ink here, and my thanks is already on this. Yes to a Stamparatus, Linda says. Yay. So, okay, so ink that up, and then you're going to stamp. So right now I'm using a red rubber stamp, and that means I don't need to use the foam mat that comes with the Stamparatus. If you're using photopolymer stamps, there's a foam mat that you're gonna wanna use. So lift up. When you lift this up, hi Ruth, when you lift this up, it has to be going at a 90-degree angle. You cannot open it or lift it up while it's slanted like this. A couple people tried it. It doesn't work that way. So now I just moved it down one hinge, and then I'm going to ink this guy up, and we're going to stamp it again. Peer pressure, right? Peer pressure. Love it. Okay, so we're going to stamp this. We're going to skip this one because that's where our banner is going to go. So that's where that would go. We don't need to waste our ink there. So go down to the fourth one, and we're gonna ink this one more time. And that will be it for this mat. All right, so give that a second. And there we go. So that's for this mat. Then your magnets, so one of the tricks with these magnets is to wrap washi tape around them and leave a little handle. My little handle has broken off. So if you don't have nails, the best thing to do for getting your magnets off is just slide them ever so gently off the edge. Okay, so this mat is done. Now, what I realized earlier in our escapades of stuff is that I did not have a piece of white for our banner. So we're going to improvise, and we're going to rob from Peter to pay Paul. So this is a piece for my next card, and we're just going to figure something out for that card a little later. So this was actually 1 inch, I believe. Let's just measure here real quick, girls. I had a couple people that didn't like the way theirs turned out, so I took their pieces out of kits. That's what I do. Okay, so we have 1 inch, and I get to show you the baby paper trimmer that I got. Yay. Okay, so now we have this piece, and now I've set up the washi tape to go up here for this one. So again, you'll take your magnet, put that on the side. That holds the paper down. Now our hinge gets to go back up to the top, and that looks right to me. So now we're going to ink up our thanks one more time. The last time is a charm. So that's done, and now we're going to stamp our thanks. And now this is for the little banner that goes here. Okay, boom, that looks good. And take that out. So that's what the hinge step technique is all about. When you're done with that, it's really a good idea. What I try to do is I get just a piece of scratch paper and get as much ink off before I go with my chamois. Now the trick, if you're going to keep using this like that, is you don't want to move that stamp. So you want to be delicate with it as you clean it. So again, you see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of massaging this chamois into it, and that's what's going to clean it. All right, so that's good to go. How did you like that? Did you ever think that that's what the Stamparatus like could be used for? Oh my goodness, isn't that fun? Okay, so that's that. Now what you're gonna do is there is a triple banner punch. It's actually called a banner triple punch. And what it does is it punches out at the angle for the banner. So a lot of us lost our S's during class, because one of the things with a triple banner punch is you don't want to push it all the way to the inside. You want to bring it back slightly. So just know that when you use punches, it's always good to look from the back to see. And so what I have here is, okay, that looks about right to me. And then I have a little bit of a banner punched on the other side as well. I'm just guessing here. And that looks good to me. So I always tell people with the banner punch is less is best. If you cut a little and it's not enough, you can always take a little more off. Where if you cut it too short, then you got to start over with a new piece of paper. So what's awesome about the banner punch is you can fit anything up to 2 inches in here for a banner. So I love this. I have 2 of these actually, because I use it so much that I do it multiple times in a class. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble our top here. First, we're going to put a little bit of glue on this strip of Designer Series paper. So you see on this, I'm just putting a little squiggle of glue through that. Now when you look at your paper, you want to see if there's a top and a bottom to it. So these flowers are looking like they want to go up to me. So I'm going to put it on this way. So you want to be careful when you assemble Designer Series paper, because sometimes there's a top and a bottom to it. And if it's upside down, it's upside down. So this is what I mean by trimming off a little bit of Designer Series paper. So a little hair of that came off. And now we can glue this onto the Magenta Madness. Doesn't that Magenta Madness just look so bright and cheerful to you? Oh my gosh. It is a bright color. So that goes like that. Now what we have is we gotta grab our ribbon and our thanks. So I like, when I'm assembling banners, I like the one end to be popped up to look like it's blowing in the wind, is what I say. And then I glue the other side flat. And now your trick is to just make sure your thanks are lined up as best as you can get them. So it's important to have them going down the column, and then just to be centered as best you can get them. So that's what we have so far, girls. and boys. Now we have to grab, this is some of the in color ribbon. It is 1/4 inch and it's like a soft cotton, and it comes in 5 different colors, all of the in colors. And what we're doing, I call this a support ribbon. So I'm gonna cut about how much I think I need. I hope I gave you girls all enough for your kits for class. I tried to give you a little bit extra, so you might have to trim your tails a little bit. Okay, so you're wondering, how do you put this together? I would definitely pick mini glue dots for this. The mini glue dots are very sticky and they will hold the ribbon together very nicely. So I've got one prepped on my finger, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the spot where I think it's going to cross, and that's how I get that together. Then I'm gonna grab one more, and we're gonna put that near the middle of our banner and centered between the ribbon, between the designer series paper. So far so good. Then we have our little beautiful butterfly, and that's gonna get put right over the top, and again with a glue dot. So we're using 3 glue dots on this card right here. All right, and I did trim, I'm gonna trim this up just a hair. Again, if you like yours the length that they are with how I cut your ribbon, you can just definitely keep it. But know that when you get ribbon from me, you can trim it up. And then we have some diamonds, are forever, ever. Okay, girls, if you don't know me, I like to bust out tunes every now and then, so gotta keep it entertaining, right? Okay, so you should have, for all of you who got the kits, you should have a big diamond, and that will go in the center of your butterfly. Now, make sure that you open your card and it's the right direction before you glue the top on. Hi, Karen! And you would hate to put on this top upside down. It happens though, but it's always a good habit or practice to look at the card before you do that. So the other thing too, in case you wanted, you could pop up this layer so that it has height to it, but the card is already pretty thick just from having this accordion style. So, all right, and here's another little trick if you want. If you're a Stella fan, you could add Stella like all the way around your margin here, just to show you what, I don't know if you can see it or not, but oh, maybe not. But just know if you have Stella, you could definitely, if you're looking for something to Stella on this card. So I wrote up the PDF tutorial instructions for everybody who took this class. Did you notice I put on there Stella something? So this is what you could Stella if you're looking for something to make glittery. And then you know what you also can do is you can Stella the ribbon. So there you go. All right, girls. We did it! Hi, Kathy. Oh, I got lots of Kathys with me tonight. So, how did it turn out? Do you like it? Isn't it pretty? I just love the misty moonlight and the pink together. And I know that you can't see the difference when I Stellaed the outer edge of that card, but in person you can definitely see it, and it pops so much. So, all right, girls, let's do a little clap. Yay, we got one done. Laura says it's beautiful. So Cindy says, what is Stella? Stella is a girl's best friend. It is called the Wink of Stella brush. It is a glitter pen. And what it does, and I know you can't see it in the video because I was looking at it while I went up here, but oh, maybe you can see a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know for sure. It's hard to see it, but it adds glitter. To every card, you can put little bits of glitter on it. So it just adds color. Not color, it makes the color underneath it just pop a little bit. So Stella is a glitter brush, and it lasts a very long time. So you girls love it, yay! Okay, well we got that one done. Now, which one do we want to do next is the question. I honestly think this is probably the easiest one. So, oh, Arliss, you got yours done along with me. Great. I'm so happy to hear it. I want to see what pictures look like of your card, how you did it. So if it looks the same, then I don't, but I'm curious what stamps you use. So, whew, we got one done, girls. Okay, I'm just mentally thinking, which one should we do next? Okay, girls, we're going to get this one out of the way. Only because I don't know what I'm going to do. I took my piece of paper from here to I robbed Peter to pay Paul. That's what I did. So this piece of paper is supposed to be this piece of paper in here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to use it. And we're just going to make the inside a little different. So here's our next card, girls. All right. This is our Grace's Garden. Yes, Hillary loves her Stella. I love it. Okay, Grace's Garden. If you're wondering what that is all about, Grace's Garden is this stamp set right here. And it has, I don't know if that's going to work with the shininess of lights going on, but we'll go for it. There is a set of dies that goes with it. And we used all of these little dies, and then the fence is actually this die right here, the big one. And everybody's piece of paper got cut off right there. And so I'll show you how to make the fence a little bit different. So that's Grace's Garden. That's primarily what we used on this card. I did throw in the triple banner punch and some of this DSP here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's right here. This is new designer series paper. It's from the Sweet in Good Taste, and it has a lot of paper in it. It's a double pack, and it's all brick walls. It's wood, it's like just, it's very material, like building and wood materials. Super cool. Hi, Cindy. So we're going to be doing this card next. And first things first, let's pull out all of our pieces. So when we have class, that's what I tell everybody to do. Pull out all your pieces. Make sure you have everything, that you're not missing anything. So what is different about this card base, it's gray granite, and it's your normal size. So it's 8.5 by 4 1/4. It is scored in the middle, so that is scored at 4 1/4. So that's so far so good. That's normal course of action. But what's different about this card is there's one more score right here, and it is at 2 1/8, which is half of 4 1/4. And that actually folds in. It doesn't fold back. So when you fold it in, and make sure you burnish your edges. So that will give it a nice crisp edge. So that's basically our bottom base. So it's not anything crazy. It's like easel cards are actually really cool, fun cards as well. It's what you put on the outside like that makes them go crazy. So, all right. Then we have our piece of Whisper White. And just know I took off 1 inch of this to make the last card. So technically it should have a piece of white that is the full thing. But girls, I'm going with it because I want to finish this card. It might sit for 2 months if I don't finish it right now. I think it's going to look just fine the way it is. So what I have here is, this is a piece that measures 5 1/4, which would have been your normal inside mat. And it's by 3/4 of an inch. And I think it's going to look just fine if we do it like that. So we're going with it, okay? So first, and that's the scratch paper. You can see that I always use up my paper, no matter if it has something on the back or not. So that's going to get glued down first. So for those of you who are doing the class with me, if you want this, if you don't have these sentiments, you just need a skinny, long sentiment. And if you want, you could stamp hello. If you make it a birthday card, you could stamp something else on the inside. But for this card, it says, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. So I'm not going to stamp anything in the inside because then I can use this card for anything that I want. And I want to use my bigger dimensionals for this right here. And I'm going to use a few more than I normally use, only because it's designer series paper and I don't want it caving in on me, and I want to make sure it's pretty sturdy and sound. So, oh, that stuck to my finger. So that then is what goes along this bottom edge here. Now I had to use dimensionals. For what reason? You wonder? It is because this needs to be able to wedge down in there. It needs something to hold on to, otherwise this will just slide shut. So it needs that. So eventually, once we get the card all done, it's gonna sit there nicely. Okay, so for those at home doing the cards with me, make sure you glue this down first, and then this gets popped up with dimensionals, okay? All right, you're probably wondering, oh my gosh, there's so many parts to this card. You're right, there are. There's one more piece of designer series paper. It measures 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. So it basically gives you that 1/8 inch margin all the way around. So you can grab your liquid glue or your poison for adhesive, whatever you choose, and you're going to adhere that to the front of this card. So when this shuts, then this is really the front. And depending on how your pattern is cut, you can choose to put the big piece or the big panel to the top or the bottom. And I'm actually going to put that like this. I don't know, all the paper has a different look to it, so depending on what piece you got, you might have a little bit different coloring, but all of them were rectangles like that. Okay, everybody so far so good, right? Hi, Shar, thanks for joining, and thanks for sharing, because I know you're going to share it. All right, so here's our fence, and I told you I was going to tell you a little trick. So if you ever get kits from me and things aren't all popped out, just take your pokey tool and pick them out. So when you look at this fence, there are peaks to these inner ones, but the outer ones aren't like that because how the die was. So you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut some peaks so they kind of match. All right? And if one's higher than the other, it's really okay. You're not going to be able to tell it. Hi, Kelly. Kelly's joined us. Yay. So here's your fence. So that's prepped and ready to go. In your card kit, you also got some pieces of greenery. And this is where I was talking about if you have pieces that need to get poked out, just grab your pokey tool and get them poked out so that they're ready to go. So those are important. They are the greenery that goes on the side here. Next, we have we have a book, girls. We have the book. So we have a layer of gray granite. We have a layer of Mary Merlot. We have a layer of gray granite. And then we have a layer of designer series paper. And then you should have white pieces, a cat, a bird, and greenery. And I think I'm missing a greenery, to be honest with you, but that's okay. We'll still keep going, and I'll have to add that later. So how do you do your book? So when you're watching at home making the cards, or if you're going to try this card later, you have 4 pieces of paper that are kind of all nestled inside of each other. And you start with the top piece, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. And now this is designer series paper, so it's a little bit thinner than normal paper, and so it's going to fold really nicely. And so what you're going to do is fold it from each side. Your picky tool works good. A pencil, oh, you know what would even work better for me? I have this pen right here, my Sharpie, and what you can do, hi Kathy, what you're going to do is you're going to curl your panels just like that. Okay, so that's what you're going for. It looks like a bird's wings, like when you make a fake seagull when you don't have a stamp. So the cardstock, though, is going to be a little bit harder. It's not scored for you. I honestly didn't know where to score all of them, and I thought, you girls have to learn somehow that doesn't matter for this one that you have these creases. So I score the paper a lot so you don't get creases when you're folding it. But in this case, hi Carol, any of the creases that are underneath, you're not going to see because they're covered up. This is going to be a lot harder than the designer series paper. So you can see I'm already kind of struggling with it, but you just got to stick with it. And what happens is you're going to end up with a curled piece of paper like this. And you're just going to flip it over and do the other side. Now, this pen is probably a little bit skinny for that. So depending on what tool you have, hi Pat, it just depends, but that's the look you're going for. So this is gonna nestle inside here. So I'm just prepping and folding right now. And you're gonna do that to the Mary Merlot. And now this one, oh, Linda got her order today, yay. So girls, the shipping has been taking forever with Stampin' Up. They had to be socially responsible and keep their employees safe, so they were operating on multiple different shifts with people, like limited people, and so it was taking up to 8 days for them to pick an order, and that's a long time. Normally, hi Diane, normally they were picking stuff in a day before this all happened, and so just know that, like, if you're waiting for orders, be patient. I mean, nobody had control that we know of about this whole pandemic and how it just spread like wildfire. So Stampin' Up! Is doing the best that they can for shipping. Just know that they're back to one shift, and stuff that is ordered today is usually shipping now within a day or two. So they're getting it back on order or on track. So, all right, girls. So seriously, this book card is a gorgeous card, but you can see here I'm talking my way through this, but this is what you have to do if you want to do this book card. So I've got all my pieces, they're folded, and they are ready to go. So this is how we do it. You definitely do not want to use your mono adhesive or your tape runner because it's just not going to stick so good. This is our tear and tape, and what you're going to do is find your seam, and you're going to put your tear and tape so it's basically centered, so that there's a little bit on both sides, and pick off your tear and tape. Now, I prefer tear and tape for this. I had to use liquid glue for one of these at one point, and it worked just fine. So what you're going to do now is wedge this right into the crease of your gray granite. Now, it is very important you get this straight in here. I'll tell you, if it is crooked, it will definitely be crooked, a crooked book. All right, so you've got that, and you can take either your bone folder or your thumbs, and you're going to just crease that glue so it's stuck really good. If you do not have glue dots, this is your time to invest in them, or you should. You could use tear and tape, but your trick here, what we're doing is you're going to take 3 glue dots, and you're going to put them on each side. So this is where I grab my pokey tool. This is great because it helps me to place them. Now this is the trick, girls. When you put this down, you do not put it flat. You have to have it so it backs up just a hair, because if you don't back it up just a hair, you're not going to get those pages lifted like that, okay? So if you put it completely flat, it's going to have less of a margin over here. Hi, Wendy. And now you're not going to get that flat. So then what you're going to do, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to watch me do this for everyone. And you're going to put this on 3 times. So girls, if you don't have glue dots, you could definitely use tear and tape. If you have past paper pumpkins, these will work as well. I don't know if I would want to use liquid glue for this, because liquid glue, you'd have to really hold it. So I brought that back, and it gives you a little bit of a lip. Now we're going to do the same thing with the next layer. All right, so a little bit of tear and tape. Everybody's still doing okay? I know that a lot of people just came through that they were watching again, and I know they were on earlier, so I don't know if people got kicked out of the video and if you got back in, but if that happened, I'm so sorry. So now you're going to take this one and wedge that right in the center of this card. And again, it's important to have it straight. And again, if you put that flat, you're going to be a lot closer to the edge. So here's where our glue dots come in. And we're going to put, oh, Diane, I don't know what you're saying really to, but oh my goodness, long. So we're going to take 3 more and put here. Angela's busy, so you're popping in and out. Okay, got it. Here's this one. So again, bring it back so you see a little bit more of that. And so what it's doing is it's creating a little bit of gap there. Okay, then grab your next round of glue dots. See, this is where it would be great if I had my cousin Kelly here. She could be putting all my adhesives on for me. All right, so then one more here. So the glue dots are perfect because they are super sticky, and they really, like, you can get them exactly where you want them, and they stay put. All right. Oh, shipping times. Oh yeah, Diane. So long, I know. You girls, we waited for up to 2 weeks to get some of our orders. It was crazy. But I think that was happening across the board to everybody. Even on Amazon, when I was buying things on Amazon, it was taking longer. So Angela's multitasking. She's making a card at the same time she's watching. That's awesome. So you see that's important to get the tear and tape right down the middle. And you can see this has all these creases all over it, but that is quite all right, girls. They're gonna get covered up. So this last one is gonna be the hardest one to put in here. And because my book is just kind of wanting to go where it wants to go. All right, so far you girls with me? I don't know, this was a crazy card. I watched this one on a YouTube video and it took me 3 times to watch it before I finally had it figured out. And I thought, ooh, we're gonna try it anyways. So we are almost done with this part of the process here, girls. So we're gonna put 3 of the glue dots on this side. So again, what I'm doing is I'm only putting them right near the edge like that. And then I'm making sure that I bring it back ever so slightly. And that's giving me that gap. Okay, we have here 3 more. Tres más. Let's get these in here. 1, 2. All right, Char likes this. Okay, good. This is probably one of the most tedious cards I've had to make in front of you girls live. Perfect. All right, now on this, bring it back, y'all, just a little bit. All right, that is how we get that raised book page look. Now we're not quite done with this yet. We have to put it on here. So the trick with this is to only put adhesive on the bottom half. So this tear and tape, we're only gonna put it on the bottom half. You know why that is? Because if you put tape up here, it's gonna stick and your card's not gonna be able to open or close. So that's super important. So let's check it one more time. Okay, like so. And we're gonna put some right in the middle here, right on the end there. And so if you girls don't have tear and tape or your glue dots, this is the perfect card to make and invest in that stuff. All right, so let's grab off our waxy paper for this. And we are going to, I'm going to shut the card. Now the same thing happens with this. I'm going to center it as best I can, top to bottom. And I'm going to hold that down good. And now what I'm going to do is like just wedge these. So this is like, I'm not having it go flat all the way to the end. I brought it back and now it's where you take and push down on that tear tape. And that's really going to create a nice bond. All right, look at that. And see now, because there's weight on here, it's going to make it so it wedges in there. If you recall earlier, it was kind of floppy and it didn't want to stay put. So now you've got this and it's pretty much set and ready to go and do our stuff. So people at class were asking me, well, when do you put stuff on or how do you do it? And so I put the book together because now I can concentrate on putting things where they need to go and not worrying. So first things first, this is the fence. And for doing the fence, what I wanted to do is I'm going to grab the side of your dimensionals. Do not ever throw that stuff away. This is the perfect example of when you can use that. So cut yourself a strip from the side of your dimensionals. What I do is I do pick off one of the sheets right away, and then I cut it into thirds. And one of the thirds is going to go on this fence post. One is going to go on the bottom, or the other fence post, and then one goes right, and I think I cut it just a little too long, and this one's going to go here. But we're going to save that because that can get used on something else. Okay, so take off the back of the paper from this. Yeah, Char, I would never make this for a card exchange. That would be the end of me. I would be so done with card making if I had to make 50 of these or 20 of these. Oh my goodness. But now the next card that we make, you're going to love it. It's another easel card. So did you see what I did is I put my fence in line with the Mary Merlot. Okay. Oh, on this one, I actually have it above the Mary Merlot. So you know what we're going to do? I like the look of the Mary Merlot. So here we go, girls. Just pull it right off because I didn't push it down. I'm going to move it up a slight little bit And that's the trick. Now when you have it exactly where you want, make sure you get that so it sticks good. Now I've got the Mary Merlot on the bottom. Okay, so we have a banner here. So this says, has a sentiment on it. And the sentiment says, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. I have my early espresso ink. Hi, Bonnie. I got two Bonnies that just joined. Hi to both of you. And we have here the piercing mat. So girls, this is a photopolymer stamp, and so that's where I like to use a pierce mat underneath so that I'm not stamping directly on this hard surface that might have like waves to it. And you know what I'm going to do first is we're going to banner punch the end of this just a little bit. So that's 1.5 inches. So we're just going to flip off the end of that, and now I know where to stamp. I could have stamped that first, but then I thought, well, in case I do it too low. And so what we're going to do is put this right on our piece of Whisper White. And we're going to leave the ink here because we're going to use that next. So that banner is pretty much ready for us to put on here. Now, I have that banner. Here's my trick for this. I like to do, if you watch the last card, I put dimensionals at the bottom. And I put liquid glue at the top, like that. And I put that in line with the top, like so. Now because this is a curved card, if you let go of this right away, it's gonna pop up. So if you use tear and tape, it'll stick. If you use glue dots, it'll stick right away. But just know with liquid glue, you have to give it just a second for that to stick. Okay, so that part is done. Now, you're looking at all the bits and pieces. So we're gonna use the Stamparatus again. Yay! Okay, so this is another tip and trick for with the Stamparatus. So in this time, I have a mask on here. So here's the foam mat. So I mentioned earlier about photopolymer stamps needing a foam mat. The foam mat is under here. And then you can get grid paper from Stampin' Up! So you don't get ink all over. And I've already have a template on here. So for class, what everybody did is they had their 6 pieces, and I can already see I'm missing a piece, which isn't going to be the end of the world. We are going to survive. We will just finish it another time. So this is like putting a puzzle together. And this little bird is the littlest bird you'd ever have in your life. Oh my goodness. It is, you don't want to lose that bird. And Tammy's actually ended up on the floor, and she didn't even realize she was missing it, we think. So here we go. We're putting all of these pieces in here, and they fit in there just like a puzzle. And my last one, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea where my piece went. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's on the floor and it fell out of my bag. Nope. Okay, because this kit fell on the floor. So I'll come back and do that later. We're going to be fine. Okay, if we don't use that one right now. You'll get the general concept. So ink this up. So I've got here, I'll move over. You can see what I'm doing is I'm inking up. Now this is the perfect thing, Shar. If you are going to make multiples for a card, instead of stamping and then cutting out everything and having to use tape, this, you can just cut out white pieces of paper and have this template set up, and you should just go to town stamping. All right, so now what happens is you open this up and they're all sticking on here, and it's stamped all of our pieces that we need. So look at that, perfect. Little bird, look how centered our little bird is. Look at the cat is perfect, and our other flowers. So I set this up so that in class, I had pre-cut out white pieces of framelits, and all people had to do was set them into the Stamparatus, and now all they have to do is color. So wasn't that awesome? That is another awesome tip or trick with using the Stamparatus. So it works wonders. So I think what I'm going to do is color a few of these. So for those at home that are doing the class, what you can do is grab out your colors, and we're going to just, I know that I'm not going to color all these for you girls. I'm just going to color a few of them. You really liked that tip, didn't you? I don't know if you girls didn't know that, but oh my gosh, for those girls that do swap cards, that is the perfect, that's why you need, Becky, you need the Stamparatus if you're making swap cards ever. Oh my goodness. So here we have our yellow flowers. I think these are called hollyhocks, if I'm not mistaken, or foxglove maybe. So I am going to color these because they get covered up and I don't want to have to worry about trying to sneak back in here to color these. And so I'm using the fine tip of my blends. You definitely don't need to use the thick end for coloring here. And I don't normally color this fast, but I don't have, by the magic of TV, I don't have them done for you. So that's what's happening here. So I can wait on that guy and color him later. But I was trying to get this one done so that you girls can see how I can put this together. So I'm using Light Mossy Meadow. I used the Dark Daffodil Delight. I used a Purple Posy. And when it comes to the bottom here, I am actually just coloring the entire bottom in so that, there we go. So that's done. Okay. So, and then this one we can save for later. And this one, I'm just going to do a couple of them up here because then I can always finish coloring this another time. But I want to show you how this works. I have Light Razzleberry here as well. So I'm just going to do that one and this one. Okay. So pretend I finished coloring all these and we're good. I can always finish this after hours. So that's done. Again, these were the colors I used for coloring. Balmy Blue, the Purple Posy will be in here on this one, Light Mossy, and then Daffodil. And let's put this together then. So if you want, you can color your cat. In this one I colored it gray, but my mom has a white cat at home and her name is Whitey. Very original. And so I'm gonna pop Whitey up on here. Yeah, and that Stamparatus is amazing. So I feel a little bad because Naughty Nancy was going to teach that in her Stamparatus class, but we don't know when that's happening, and she can still show people in class how to use it. So, all right. I just thought that those were awesome tips how to use a Stamparatus, and I wanted to share them with you. So the bird is getting glued down with a little bit of liquid glue. Now, if you girls need to get a tweezers out, I don't blame you. Get a little tweezers out because that would definitely help with the bird. So these little foliage things, because we only used a couple dimensionals on the fence, what we're going to be able to do is put a little bit of liquid glue. You can see I only put a little bit, and I'm going to just gently pull up the fence. And we're going to put that behind there. Now, if you're a person that likes things tucked down, you could put another dot of liquid glue back there, but I left mine free falling. So it just depends on your nature. If you like things all tucked down, you are more than welcome to use a lot more glue to get these down. But I'm also going to tuck this one right behind here and have it coming out more like that. Okay, so now we've got that. Oh, Naughty Nancy says thanks. So Naughty Nancy, when the time is right, you're definitely going to have a class. So I don't doubt that. We have one more there. So when it comes time for this one, I also did a double stack of dimensionals at the top here. So a double stack means that there's a dimensional on top of a dimensional. And then on the bottom, I've used a little bit of liquid glue. And so again, don't be afraid to use multiple types of adhesive on the same piece of paper. So this is offset a little bit. So it's up a little bit higher. And you just got to give that liquid glue a little bit on the bottom. And so this one, I've got that kind of tucking that it's coming out from behind. Now, if you notice, I didn't have that piece of paper in my kit. It was MIA. And so once I have that, I will stamp it and I will color it. And that's going to go right down here at the bottom. But for now, what I can do is put this one on. And again, I didn't color them. I was trying to save you girls some time of watching me color. Since this is live, I can't just like fast forward it. If I would record my videos, I could edit them. But I think that live impromptu is way more fun, isn't it, girls? All right, so that's glued down at the bottom. Now this one, you're wondering, what is this for? That is for our foliage at the top. So it's awesome. There is this perfect natural middle right here, and it rounds, you round that one, and then you can round your leaf ever so slightly. You can see why I just colored the middle ones, because part of that gets covered up. Oh, and I might have colored, let's see here. That one goes like that, and this one goes, okay, so that's how we're gonna hold it. And so I am popping up the left side of this one and gluing the right side flat. Live is best. Yes, it is. Girls, I would be honest with you. If I had to do videoing and edits and take forever to go back and forth, you probably would never see me live ever, because I would never, it would never be perfect enough. And that's so I put another dimensional back there. On this card, I might have done the same thing. So just put a dimensional there. Now this one too, if you want, this is gonna just set over the top like that. We're gonna put a dimensional right here. And then we're gonna put a little bit of liquid glue. Girls, we almost got this card done. Oh my goodness. If you took this class with me recently, give me a thumbs up if you had fun making this card. Oh my gosh. There it is, girls. So again, I didn't color the other parts of this, just so that I would save you a little time. But pretend that that's colored and I didn't forget where that piece of paper is. Wow, okay. How was that? Was that all right? I mean, picture it with a little bit more foliage down here and the flowers on the top colored in. But that is your book easel card, girls. Wow. It's like one of those cards that you just sit back and think, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to give this away ever, because I don't know if somebody is worthy enough to get this. But you know what, girls? Get over that mindset, because there's so many people that are worthy of beautiful cards like this, and you have the ability to make more. You have paper at your house, you have dies, you have stamps, you have ink, you have punches. Give these beautiful cards out to people and make their day, brighten their days. So in class, people were telling me who they thought they were going to give them to, who they had in mind, and that makes me so happy. I love people that save cards for samples, don't get me wrong, but I also love people when they tell me they're going to send their cards out to people. So, all right, I see lots of hearts and love coming through. I love it. That means you girls are seeing it. I needed to take a water break. So now what Char said is, I don't know about making this for a swap card, girls. This is a little bit, unless it's a swap card where it is a 10-pound card or a wow swap, then maybe you would do this. But I don't know. I would not make this as a swap card. It would take me 10 hours to make 10 of them, I bet. So, all right, girls, I'm going to take this one away for the moment. And we're going to make our next card in a second here. Okay, we're going to step it back now and do something a little more simple. This card right here. Okay, so now that was an easel card that was a lot more difficult. It's an easel book card. I made it look very easy, Cindy. Oh my gosh. I didn't think it was very easy while I was doing that, but I'm gonna, as long as you girls are watching, in case, I'm gonna read these off, just in case you guys want measurements. So I'm gonna read them off. That large, so there was 4 mats to the book. The largest mat measured 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So grab your pen and paper if you wanna write this down. The largest book mat, which was gray granite, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. The second mat, which was Mary Merlot for my sample, was 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Again, 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Yes, that is the kind of card. And so somebody asked me, do you mail that? No, you don't mail that. You put that on top of a present, or you hand deliver it in a big envelope. All right, the next mat, which was also gray granite, 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. Again, 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. And then the smallest mat, which was the DSP, the designer series paper, was 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. So if you're looking down here, you can see that it's going down by 1/4 inches. So, all right, I'm going to take this away. I hope you caught that. If you missed anything, you can just catch the replay and get those measurements again. So, this is another easel card, girls, but this one is so much more simpler. Oh my goodness. You're going to be like, wow, okay, well, that's a really easy card. This card I would make for a swap card because it's actually really simple. So this product that we're using on this one is all brand new product. Oh my gosh, girls. So, well, not all, but almost all. So Beautiful World is the stamp set. And if you have other world sets from the past, it's time to purge and keep this one because this one is awesome. It has stamps and then the dies that go with it are out of this world. Ha ha, there's a joke. Get it? Out of this world? I made it funny. There's two of these die cuts that give you the whole world. So one is Europe, Middle East, Asia, Africa, and the other one's North and South America. Oh, Australia's in there too. And then you've got two stands. You've got a water for the background, a squiggly, these other two things that I've not used, and then a big feather. So super cool. And then part of this suite of products is this old world paper. Wow, girls. Okay, if you can see the texture, oh my gosh, I don't know, there it is. The texture on there is so cool. I took vanilla paper, embossed it with this, and then you sponge over it with like a dark brown, like a Sahara sand, and it looks like old weathered paper. But that's, look at that. Oh, I love it. So I didn't do any of the embossing for anybody in class in person so that they could take the paper out of here and experience the awe. So this folder is my favorite folder. Well, I have two favorite folders out of the new catalog, and this is one of them. And then lo and behold, girls, a class cannot be complete without the stitched hexagon dies. And so we use the two biggest ones here. So this is a card that my bestie Gina B, we were safer stamping together, and we made this card together. So, all right, so that's all the stuff that we used for it. In addition to that, though, just as a side note, we are using the new faux suede espresso ribbon. And then thank you to Cheryl, Bonnie, and Diane. They saved my hide because I could only pre-order 2 of these packs of embellishments. And what the result is I have all of these extra now. So literally out of all of those packs, I have 4 left. So Bonnie and Cheryl and Diane, I will split these up to give back to you because now this is on back order until June 29th. But I have oodles of these corners left. So if you want your corners, girls, I will definitely give you these back. I can give you these, but I pay. I'll tell you, girl, I have a great team that they really support me when I can only order so many things for class. So we need a little belt buckle here. And I have my kit here all set to go. So, I have an extra belt buckle. Look at that. I had one set aside for class here. So I have 5 left. Yay. So, all right. So, espresso, girls. You're wondering what colors to use. I know Kathy Jackson, you asked me what colors I use. Espresso is one of my core colors. I'd say espresso and black and crumb cake. I don't know about anybody else, but those are some really good solid colors that you use for bases a lot. And this is we just went over this with the book card. This is your traditional mat. It's 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So perfect. Just take that. And then for you that are doing the class with me, you want to burnish your edges. And then if you recall from the last card, it's scored right in the middle at 2 1/8. Okay. And remember that goes in and not out. Yes, Diane, once you start using those stitch dies, they're so nice. I love it. So, all right, I've done a little bit of the stamping ahead on this one because it's not too crazy. But in that Beautiful World stamp set, there is let's see where it is here. There's a compass. So these are the red rubber stamps. And so there is a compass, and the compass looks like this. So those at home, if you have an old world set, you can do that. You definitely don't have to stamp a compass here either. You could leave it blank, or if you have something else nautical, that would be cool, or worldly. But that's stamped there in espresso. And then everybody's got a scrap of the mossy meadow. And what you can do is you can stamp something that's circular. Again, this card will look really nice without that back there too, but it added a little bit of color. And so I stamped that. Now, one of the things that I've decided is that the 1/2-inch circle punch and the 1-inch circle punch are core like products that you need for stamping. And I am not going to stop using 1-inch and 1/2-inch circles just because Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore. So that's like the perfect thing for this was. It was a 1-inch punch. So you could also, if you don't have a 1-inch punch, you could definitely fussy cut that with a scissors. So that's ready to go. So we have here a piece of early espresso, and this is a piece of the designer series paper. When you're assembling this, do note that the words kind of go horizontal, and they're actually cities and areas on an old world map. So if you put it on like this, it will be upside down. And if you choose, you could always choose the yellow side, but that's one. And then we also have here, this is the circle that's part of the kit. This is Misty Moonlight. So everybody got these two pieces. I think I chose the United States and North and South America for everybody that got the card class for me. But for this case, I think I gave myself EMEA, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia. Then this mat right here is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And I've already embossed that, girls. Like, okay, so there you can see that's the texture on one side, and then that's the texture on the other side. One's inverted and one's, is outverted a word? I don't know. Outward. These girls, I make up my own words. I have in my own world, but I also make up my own words. So there you go. Little bit of liquid glue on this one, and that's just going to go right in the center of that panel of the front of the card. That's going to be on the bottom. Okay, then, the other thing that's in here in everybody's kit is a stand for your globe. I believe it goes like that. Everybody's got a strip of this ribbon. My mom so finally cut them for everybody. I worked my mom this weekend, everybody. She helped me, and so did Gina, help me put these together, the kits together for people. So everybody, my mom cut your ribbon. Everybody's got a strip of this, it's vanilla, and on this case, I put Adventure Weights, which comes from the set. But you could also use another set if you're looking for a different sentiment. You could use Here's a Card and Happy Birthday. Fits very nicely. Oh, it's a little snug, but it does fit in here. Kathy's asking, do you have to mist the paper using that folder? I did not mist the folder at all for this. So it was that nice. So I think you could definitely try it if you want to, but I didn't in this case. Another one here is that says Miles Apart, but Still in My Heart. That is a new stamp set called Lovely You, and it is this one right here. So that is another sentiment that you could definitely use. And all right, let's get going, girls. We're gonna assemble. The most important thing on this card is adhering the backs of your ribbon with tear and tape. So because there's it's not a lot of pressure, but there's pressure, and it's tying on, or it's like weighting down on this ribbon. So I told everybody, I call it a tear and tape sandwich. you girls are gonna learn my lingo. So you're gonna put down a piece of tear and tape where you want the ribbon to go on the back side of your card. Now, I don't like to put ribbon, adhesive underneath my ribbon. It just makes the ribbon get weird on me. So I always put it on the back side. And so I'm going to place this right above my compass, and I'm going to make sure that I hit my adhesive there. And because I put the adhesive on already, now I can eyeball the front of my card to get my ribbon straight and always adjust it if I need to. And now this is where the sandwich comes in. So you've got tear and tape, ribbon, and then you have another piece of tear and tape. And so that ribbon is going to be as secure as you could ever get it, I think, or need it. And so you've got it super, super secure. Then, however you like to adhere your cards together, just put a little bit of that on the back of the vanilla. And now if you wanted to, you could put a sentiment on here somewhere, but I wasn't going to. So I think almost the majority of everybody used Adventure Awaits because they wanted to use this as a graduation card, because you know what time it is, girls and guys? It is graduation time. So these are beautiful graduation cards. Yeah, so Adventure Awaits. You could put congratulations in here if you wanted. And now that, oh no, girls, I forgot to put my buckle down. This happened to Connie. So never fear, we can make it work. So, okay, so this buckle was supposed to go right there. So it is quite all right. We are going to make it. I really secured that really good. Nobody told me I forgot. You girls weren't watching. I'm kidding, you're watching. I know you are. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this glue dot and we're gonna roll it. Cindy, the buckle part comes in right here. You just asked and I forgot. And so what we're gonna, okay, so the buckle has very high, you can't really see it, but it's, yep, you really can't see it. There's like a textured side and then there's a smooth side. So this is where the buckle comes in. I don't like this side so much, so that's the side I'm gonna cover up. And I'm gonna stretch my glue dot so that I'm laughing because now you girls see that this happens to me too. So I'm going to put a little bit of a glue dot right. I know, Angela, you're too far behind me. It's oh, that's funny. I'm just teasing you. I know that you girls couldn't tell me that I forgot, but isn't it funny? I do the same old stuff that everybody else does. So, look, you can't even tell that I forgot to put the buckle down. Can you? Just go with it. Work with it. Believe me, it happens to all of us. So, okay. So the main difference is you definitely at home put your belt buckle on first. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's okay. That's all going to work, and it's still going to, you know what we're going to do? Because that's going to catch it funny, we're going to put this right underneath here. Boom, like that. And now it's still going to be okay, girls. All right. What's the saying? It's not the end of the world. All right. You girls are funny. Okay. Now what we're going to do, so here you can see I made that one happy birthday. We're going to get that guy out of here. So we have a little room. Now, let's grab our hexagon dies here. And we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue behind this one. Oh, yes, all good. So you girls, there's never mistakes in stamping. They're always happy accidents. Kind of like Bob Ross and his happy little trees. Everything's going to be all right. Okay, and there are no mistakes in crafting. You got it, Brenda. You got it, girl. All right, so for this one, you wonder, how do you glue this? All I'm doing is putting a little glue in the bigger areas. I am not going to try to glue this entire thing. That is going to be a headache if you try to do that. So I think right there that was enough glue. Hi, Amy. So that was all the glue I put on there. You can see it wasn't a lot. Now you got to be very careful. When you're putting this down on here, you do not want to wiggle it around. Oh, it would make a great retirement card. Absolutely. Because when you retire, that's when you want to go off and do all your traveling, right? Artistic opportunities. I love that, Diane. Yes. So with this brass foil paper, it wants to wiggle around. So I'm just squeezing it. I'm not trying to move it at all. I'm just trying to squeeze it together. So I'm going to let that set here while I prep this. Reasons for embellishments. Exactly. Hi, Jennifer, girlfriend. How are ya? So this one too, you just use a little bit of glue right on your stand here. And then this is, now some people were asking if they can tilt their globes. Of course you can. It's your card. Make it however you want it. You can definitely have it tilted a little bit. Hi, Elaine. Thanks for watching. So this is gonna be set off to the side for now, but I pretty much have the globe ready. Isn't that super cool? So that brass foil paper has a little bit of brown to it. It's gold, but with a hint of brown. So here's the trick for putting this together. You definitely, with the same as the last card, you do not want to put adhesive out on the back here because it won't shut then. Oh, we have been busy. Oh my gosh, Jennifer. Yes, we made so much progress on the shed so far. Oh my gosh. It's going to be done so fast. I'm going to be so happy, and we're all going to be stamping in the hive soon. All of us together. Yay. All right, so I'm just putting 6 dimensionals on this. Yes, this paper, Kathy, is actually the designer series paper for the world set. So I made sure to put that only on the bottom. Oh, I got really close on that one, but that's okay. I was down low enough. So you're only putting it down there. Kathy's asking real quick, I'm going to bring out the book on this one. So oh, look at that, World of Good. And then this is the designer series paper for the World of Good. And this paper I'm using is this one right here. And then that's where the embossing folder comes through, and here are all the stamps. So in case you're wondering, Jennifer, you're going to have to come up here when this is all said and done so that you can stamp with us up here. Oh yeah, no storm damage here. I know people that live on the lake had kayaks up everywhere and buried, and people did not do so hot with living on the lake. But where I was, all my materials were covered. So all the wood was sitting outside, and Tyler had covered it up with, paper, plastic, and it was good. So did you see I put dimensionals here, here, and here, and that's going to allow me to slide this in where I need it to be. So I'm okay. I know if you're worried about me, I'm okay. I got a method to my madness on this right now. So that's going to go right about here. Now, this piece is going to get cut. So I didn't know exactly where I wanted to cut it until my globe was down. And so I'm going to cut it so it's right about there. And so that's going to tuck right in there like that. And I didn't cut this side because I didn't know where that was going to be. So I'm going to, now I have an idea where it's going to be. I'm just going to trim that with a scissors. You can see what I did. I kind of angled it with that over here, and you can either have it come out further, so depending on your sentiment you use, you can have it come out further, or you can have it tuck in and see more of the designer series paper. So your call whatsoever, and I'm going to angle that just a little more different, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this one, again, is my multi-use glue. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue there, and I'm going to put 1 dimensional on that side, and that gets tucked behind here, and I've got it just like that. And then last but not least on this one, we've got the compass, and I'm just going to roll the edges of this a little bit to make it look worn, and I'm only going to assemble it with a little bit of glue right at the bottom, and I'm going to tuck that behind both of these things, and that gets wedged right in there like that. So because I didn't put a lot of adhesive behind there, I could do that. Now some people put the green down first, and that's quite all right, and there we go. So Elaine had a tree that came down. Kathy Miller's in the house. Hi, Kathy. So that's how I put this card together, and so perfect. And I'm noticing here on this one, I don't have a glue dot underneath there, so I think I might just go ahead and put that right. That's going to really help it stay where it needs to go, and just like that. So, all right, girls, we got 3 cards done. We have 1 left. All right, how do you like that one? So I call this set As the World Turns, like the soap opera, and this uses a lot of the new products from that suite. So the World suite that we just looked at. So yay. Okay. Yeah, Elaine, that's not good that you had one of your trees. One of our trees shed a large limb and then put a hole in your roof. Oh my goodness. So do you have to get up on the roof then, or have somebody patch that so that it doesn't leak on you? That doesn't sound like it would be good. All right. Girls, we have 1 more card, and then we're going to do all of our drawings for all the prizes that we have to give away. So, all right. So last but not least, we have our diorama card. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, another crazy fun fold. So I'll tell you, this class lasted 3 hours when I had it on Wednesday, and it was 4.5 hours on Saturday. But I think a lot of it has to do is that it was the first class after everybody came back. And so we were really chit-chatty. And I wanted to show you, I like to show you how I get my inspiration. I participated in a swap card, and I honestly have no idea who made this card, but it was one that I tucked away because it also is a diorama card. So look at that. We've got our stitched hexagon die here, and then you have a piece of designer series paper in the back and the birds on the branch. So that was where I got the idea for this card. I thought that this would be perfect because there's the new birds and branches stamp set, and that looks like this, birds and branches. And then the other set that we're using is itty bitty greetings. So people could pick whatever sentiment that they want. And then lastly with this is the dies. Oops, that's not it, haha. Where do we have my dies? Well, I don't know where the dies are, girls, but I'll come across them at some point, and if I find them before we finish, I know that I just had them out. So there are dies that go with this, and I know that I had them out because I just used it to die cut this. So, all right. So Nancy, your favorite's the book card. Well, we have one left to go. So this one I've got everything. Oh, look at girls. Look what I just found. Yay! You know where that goes? That goes on this card right here. So never fear, it's always here. So it's always just in a different spot than where you're looking. So I'll go back and put that on the card when I'm done stamping it. So, all right, so in your kits for class, girls, what you got is, if you're wondering, there's a piece of white, Whisper White, and it was meant for you to stamp your bird's nest. You need three of the stars like this and 3 little eggies. So the stamp set has the 3 eggs together and the flowers are separate. In your kit, everybody has a bow like this already made, and you've got a little strip of Whisper White. It's 3 aces by like 3/8 inch by 2.5. Again, stamp whatever sentiment you want on there. A little hello is very versatile. It can be used for any kind of a card then. Love and sympathy could be a sympathy card. In your kits, you also have this branch. So what we're going to do is I have everything prepped for you. And what we're going to do is just assemble this so you can see how it gets assembled. Just know that these birds are a little crazy. There's a little thing that I wish would have been different, and I'm going to be honest with you. What we had to do to get these birds like that, you had to stamp, if you do this at home, and what I had to do is I had to stamp the black in Memento. I had to cover up the wing with washi tape and stamp each of these stamps in coral. I pulled off the washi tape, and then I could stamp the wings in crumb cake. So it was really difficult because there wasn't just a body image. If there would have been a body image and a wing, you could have done them separate. So, but you had to do that. So that's how that worked. And then everybody's got a branch like this. And oops, I thought there was a cover on there. So what you're going to do is just poke out those little pieces if you have them. And then to prep this branch, just know that you have to cut it. You cut the one leaf like that, so it's rounded, and then you can cut this off like that, and it's going to be split like that. The other thing I did is I cut this at an angle, so it looked, I actually cut it like that. So it's coming off the edge of the paper like that. So just know that when you get dies, you can manipulate them however you want for them to work on your card. All right, so we're gonna get a little assembly happy here, girls. All right, this bottom piece is 8 inches this way, and it's 5.5 this way. It is still scored at 4 1/4. All right, so you're thinking, oh, what happens to that 1/2 inch? Well, you need that 1/2 inch for the diorama part of this card, okay? Just like that. So grab your bone folder, burnish this. Hi, Andrea. All right, so you're 1/2 inch shy back here, and that's quite all right. Then I had I die cut this out for you. So just know that I saved all these pieces. I could use them for something else. And this is one of the dies that's in this set. I'll be honest with you. I think the dies are sitting right on the table where I actually die cut it out. So just know this is a beautiful circle. And what it does is it makes this like this die cut. And that was perfect for this card, for the diorama. This is actually 8.5, and then it's by 5.5. And what you do is you score it at 1/2 inch. You score it at 3 3/4 inch, and then, oh, hang on, girls, I gotta look. I thought I knew it off the top of my head. It is scored at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, 1/2 inch, 4 1/4, and 4 3/4. Okay, so grab those bone folders out, burnish your edges, get those nice and crisp so that this folds really nicely. And then there's one left here that's 1/2 inch. All right, so that's going to be glued onto here like this. So we could do that already. Grab your whatever glue you like. Now again, anytime I use fun folds, I like to use more tear and tape and liquid glue. So this lines up just like this. And you want to make sure that can still shut and that you're lined up top and bottom. Okay, so now you've got your base. Everybody has a piece of, that has the class, this piece of Whisper White, and this measures, let's see what it measures. It's big enough that it covers the circle, and it's small enough that you can still wiggle it around. So what happens is there is a branch in the stamp set that you'll need to stamp a branch in espresso, and then there are 2 leaf stamps. And so through the magic of TV, I already have this done, yay. So you'll stamp one of these at the top, and then there's this little flower looking thing, it's like leaves, and then you can stamp that on your branch. Now again, if you don't have this stamp set, look through your archives and see what you do have. You may have something else that you could use, or if you have a designer series paper that you want to put in there, that would be quite all right. Look at here, I found my piece of white that I could have used as my scrap. So this is going to get adhered into the middle. So you want to make sure you do this before you shut the card up. Again, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And when I put this in here, so because I'm using liquid glue, I can figure out where I want it. So I think I want it just a little bit more this way. Perfect. Just get that up a hair, and then that's how that's going to go. Okay, you girls with me so far? So there's our background. Now, this is where you think this is going to be really difficult, but this is actually really easy. Grab your tear and tape, and what you need to do on this 1/2 inch strip is put some tear and tape down along the whole edge of that. Okay, once you've got that down, peel that off, and you're wondering, how do I get this to work so that it goes like this? All you do is lay this flat, shut your card. There you go. That was pretty simple, wasn't it? The main thing is having your scoring be exactly how it needs to be, and layering your 2 pieces of cardstock together so that they line up really nicely. So wasn't that easy? Yes, Shar, that circle die, it's gorgeous. It cuts out. One pass on the machine and it was coming out. It was awesome. So I have here a little sentiment, and I like my birds and objects to be grounded. So I've got that little bird nestled on here. So when I cut this, I want to leave the love and sympathy, or that is just a little bit shorter space. So we're going to make it work though. So I've got this along the bottom here, and then this guy is going to be here. So you got to be careful. You can't have your bird coming out the edge here, otherwise it'll be outside the card. Oh, Becky, she says that I'm talented. Well, I'm really good at casing things, and I can see colors really good. So when I'm gluing this, I'm going to glue along the bottom. You don't want to glue too close to the top. So I only put a little strip along the bottom because you don't want it to hit the back of your card. So I'm going to make sure that's down low enough. And then I'm going to make sure that my bird fits on there. So we're going to move this guy over to right about there. I think that'll be good. And he's going to be perched on it just a little bit. I'm going to use a glue dot on his bottom, and that's going to have him sitting like that. All right, so far so good, girls. We've got these 3 little flowers. they are stamped in Blushing Bride. So I've got that stamp right here, Blushing Bride, and it was one little flower by itself. So I've already got that stamped and die cut. So I did put one on the inside on the tree branch. So it was a flowering crab tree. That's what I'm going to say. Now for this one, you want to make sure you only put the glue near the top of one of the petals. So I only put it up here because when you put this on here, again, you don't want it to hit the white part underneath. Okay, and then there's one more flower. I'm seeing lots of hearts come through, yay! And then this one, we're only going to put a little on that side. Let's look in here real quick. So you can see that one's off to the side here, like so. All right, then everybody who got the kits from me got 3 little pearls, and those pearls go on the inside of our flowers. Now, I don't generally put embellishments on the inside of a card, but I'll tell you, adding these 3 little pearls, adding these 3 little pearls just finished it off so nicely, and it's gonna be okay. Like if you mail this card and it gets squished, it'll have maybe a little ding in there, but oh, it's freezing again. You'll have to come back later, Francie. I don't think anybody else was saying they were having problems with it freezing. And you know what? That night that it was freezing for everybody, I rewatched the video, and the video when I rewatched it, it was never freezing. It actually had something to do with how it was being received in through Facebook, I think, like on your end with everybody's internet. That storm, we had a storm last Thursday. So this paper is part of the new Forever Greenery Designer Series paper, and the pretty peacock is so pretty. Right? So this is 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. And then the peacock is, what is it? It's 4 by 5 1/4. So it's your traditional mat. Flip that over. Okay, Lisa's isn't freezing and Char's and Francie, I think it might be your internet. So, oh, Ann's is freezing though too. So yeah, I think it's everybody's internet is specific. Because I know that night it was freezing for me too while I was watching on Facebook, but I watched the replay. It was quite all right. So, Andrea, this is your favorite paper. Oh my gosh, this greenery paper is amazing. I'll tell you that. Okay, so that's ready for us. Now, this is the branch. So, here you go. I keep forgetting to use my Stella pen, but I like to Stella things before I get them on the card, because then if I go over the edges, it's not a problem because it goes right onto my scratch paper that's underneath. But just know you can Stella any time you want to. So that's prepped and ready for us. Then, how we put the branch on? Well, actually, you're wondering how I do this. The first thing I actually did was I put my nest on. So what I did to put the nest on is I put 3 dimensionals at the top, just like that. And I put liquid glue at the bottom, and I only put a little bit right like that. I'm doing it like this so I can still wedge my branches and my eggs in here. And we'll pull this card so you can see it. So I have it right about here, I'm thinking. So I've only got that glue at the bottom, and I've popped up the top. So I've got dimension at the top, and I've got it flat at the bottom. And now what I've got here is my little branch that I cut off. And I'm only going to put glue on this little branch here, little bit, right on there and up there. I'm not putting it on the leaf part. And this is going to get tucked underneath, and that allows me for having this branch to kind of be popping. My goal with this was to have the nest look like it's sitting in the branch. And so the branch comes off the edge of the paper, and this little bit tucks out, gives it a little depth. And now we have this piece, and this is going to just tuck underneath here like that. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom of this, right near, and I don't care if I use a lot because actually it's getting covered up. So I'm going to pull this back slightly, and now I'm going to press my dimensional down. And so now it looks like this bird built a nest kind of in a tree branch. That's what the look I was going for. All right, girls, we're getting there. Now we have a bird, a mama bird, overlooking her baby eggs. And what I did is I put a double stack at the top and I put a single at the bottom. The reason I put a double stack at the top is because I have a dimensional here. And when I put another dimensional on its bottom side here, then it needs a double one at the top so that it stays kind of even, and then it makes it look like the bird is kind of popped out more. Girls, I'm a dimensional fan. If you don't know me by now, now you know. What did you use for the nest? I can't tell and joined too late to hear what you used. Are you you said next, but I'm thinking you meant nest, right, Francie? So if you're wondering for the nest, I used, where did you go? The nest is from Birds and Branches right here. So, and it's crumb cake, and it is die cut out with the dies then. So because I did it in this sort of order, now I know where I have room for my eggs. Some people were maybe thinking about where they wanted to start with the eggs first because they're on the bottom. But honestly, by only putting those few dimensionals like that, it allows me to put in the eggs to my nest. Nest was die cut and colored, yep. And then I'm gonna put one over there, and we're gonna put one like that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. So it's like, it's the same style of card as this in terms of diorama, and it's got birds and branches, but that stamp set is completely, gives it a different look. And oh my gosh, we're not done. We have here a bow. So this ribbon is part of the Forever Greenery ribbon that's part of this suite. It comes as a combo pack with gold, and it also has this, it's like cheesecloth. And I'm just going to put a little glue dot. Yes, I know that birds don't have bows in their basket or their nests up in the tree, but why not, right? So it just finishes it off, doesn't it? Okay, and I like to put another couple glue dots to help secure down my ribbon ends so that they go exactly where I want them. So Diane, yep, you're going to make these cards. They're in your kit. So the one thing I have to warn you about with this cheesecloth ribbon, it's not cheesecloth. It just reminds me of cheesecloth, so don't, it's not cheesecloth, so don't take it that's cheesecloth. But it does unravel. So once you cut it, just know that your ends are gonna fray, and that's just the look you're gonna get. So when you first cut them, they're gonna be, I gotta hold this up in my face and do this. When you first cut them, they're gonna look nice, but then just know, like this card, I've been using it as a sample. You can see that the ends just start to come unraveled, and that's okay. It's just the look it has. So, all right, now it's done. Oh my gosh. Deep breaths, we made it through a fun Folds night. Yay! So I made these cards for you in about an hour and 45 minutes. So I know when you girls were at class for 3 to 4.5 hours that they were intense. This girl needs some water. Okay, so there we go. We have our 4 fun folds done. So we made that one. We made this one. We made that one. And we made that one. Oh, we did it, girls. I was a little bit nervous when I first started, I'll tell ya. So Cindy, you can always watch. Oh my goodness. So you girls, I got shiny face going on. You girls worked me tonight. Yay. That was a stamping workout. So Cindy, yes, you can watch this replay anytime. So what I normally do is I always have an event for every class that I offer, and I take this live video and I post it back into the event. So you can find this either in my video section or for the event itself. Arliss got them all done except she has to do another bird. Okay, perfect, Arliss, awesome. So the other thing you can do, Cindy, is you can watch the video section in Facebook. So if you just started liking, for anybody that just started liking and following me now, I have done a Facebook Live. I did 45 of them every weekday from March 23rd until I went back to into the office work. And so I did 45 Facebook Lives on card making classes, 3D projects, and all those videos are in there. The other place where this video is going to be is on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. It's called Christine Bertram, which is basically my name. And you can go subscribe to that. And so always on the Friday after I have a Thursday night class, I post it to my YouTube channel. So if you like and follow my YouTube channel, you will get notifications when I have a new video. So then you shouldn't miss anything. So Arliss had fun. You did freeze a couple times, but it went in and came back and then it went back. So that's awesome. So Arliss, you got almost everything done. Did anybody else that was doing the class get their cards done or close to done? Oh my gosh, this was a lot of, this took a lot of lady brain, girls. To follow along and read the comments and make these crazy intense cards. So I tell you, the Fun Folds classes are the ones that everybody loves the best. So, and for, hi Bonnie, and for all those, there was, I think, 38 people signed up for this class. So half did them via online tonight or through the replay, and half did them in person with me. And so there was a lot of card making going on this past week. So that was super awesome. Okay, girls, now's the time. I know we're at 2 hours, but this is, I think what you've all been waiting for besides the Fun Folds. Bobby made 2 but didn't have a kit, so you had to cut everything. Oh my gosh, Bobby. Yeah, well, 2 of them isn't so bad. So yay, that folder's awesome. I'm glad you watched too, Andrea. So girls, we've got drawings up the wazoo for right now. So we're going to start with just the couple that I get to announce, and then we'll go into the ones that I'm going to do random number generator for, because for these other ones I randomly selected winners, and so these are easy ones. So first of all, last week Thursday during my live, I announced that I was looking for ideas for this Thursday night class that I'm going to do. Again, when I think of Thursday, I think of Thirsty Thursday, because it used to be my happy hour night with my friends when I drink a lot more, and I don't drink so much. I drink, but like 2 a week now, it seems. I'm so busy making cards and working on this project. So this can't be Thirsty Thursday, and Stampin' Thursday isn't so crazy fun for me. So I asked people for suggestions. And so Rhonda Ayers and Kathy Jackson submitted responses, and I did just a quick drawing with those 2 names. And Rhonda, you won a pack of doilies, so I'm just going to pop this up. So Rhonda, I've got your name on here for that. I'm still looking for suggestions. I thank Rhonda and Kathy for their ideas, but I'm still I'm looking for something that just has not that yours didn't have catches to them, but I have something in my mind when I hear it. I think that yup, that's what we're going to do. So if anybody has ideas too, please send them my way. I want to coin our Thursday night stamping time with something fun. Okay, so that's Rhonda. And then last week on Thursday, we did a paper pumpkin live class, and I have 3 winners. So I will flip this down, and I have the cards that I made live last week that were part of the kit. I have each of these cards that I will be popping in the mail to 3 people that I randomly drew names. And the names are, I wrote them down. We have here Brenda Little. I'll flip this up. Brenda Little, you were one of the winners, and I'll randomly send you one of these. So yay, Thrifty Thursday. Okay. Maybe. I like that, makes it looks like Thirsty Thursday. So Brenda, though, you're watching. I have one of these cards that I will mail to you. And Brianna, my new friend from the Madison area, Laughnan, you won one. And Bobby, you're watching. I just saw your name pop up. So all three of you, I don't have know who's getting what, and I'll randomly select one of them to give you. So I'll be sending you some happy mail. So that was exciting. Yay. So when I do card classes, I generally give away some of the cards that I'm making. So tonight I'll probably pick the world card and then that thanks card, and 2 people will win that. So I don't plan on mailing the thicker like book card. Sorry, girls. Okay. So the other thing I had was there is a monthly challenge. Every month, from the first of the month to the last day of the month, I do a drawing, and it's, I should say I do a challenge. I do a creative challenge, and there's usually a theme that you should follow. I think last month was a Father's Day card or wedding card. And so I worked with my cousin Kelly to select a winner, and the winner of that, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, there were 6 people that submitted entries, and I'd like to congratulate Cheryl Del Pont. I think it's Del Pont, not Del Ponte, but sometime you'll have to tell me, Cheryl. Cheryl, your card was the winner for the monthly creative challenge for May, and I have here a pack of the sail away trinkets for you. So I think you and Melissa have an order in the honey pot, so I'll put that in there for you. So congratulations, Cheryl, you won that. That was exciting. So the June Creative Challenge is posted and pinned at the top of my page. I can't remember what the themes are, but you should submit. Oh, Thankful Thursday. Okay. See, you girls are coming up with ideas. Eventually something's going to click and I'll be like, yep, that's it. So just know the June monthly creative challenge is started. And I don't know, I think there's a 1 card in there. I think Angela, and Michelle both have cards in there. So yay. All right, so now starts the crazy fun, okay? So this is what I worked on, honestly. This is what I've been keeping track of all week. I've been checking Facebook. I checked for top fans. I was checking for the sharing, for the mystery, for the game night, for the mystery night. I have the people who shared cards for the mystery night, and then I have the game night. So all these are the prizes, and that's what we're going to do for drawings. So, all right, girls. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to grab my phone, and you can see here what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to random.org. Oops, that's not what I want. Stampin' Up. I want random number generator. Okay, so we're going to have this like this so I can see it as well, and I'll flip it up. So I had top fans. So just know that when you like and follow and comment on Facebook, the more you do it, the more you support me. And I love support because it makes me feel good about helping everybody when I feel that people appreciate it and our support, they enjoy it. So it makes me feel like even better that I'm doing what I'm doing to help everybody stay creative and crafty. So in May, I looked at it on June 1st, and I had all these top fans. Oh my gosh, girls, I went in there and looked. I had 21 people that were noted as a top fan. And I'm not going to run through all the names, but you have a little badge next to your name. And so what I do at the beginning of the month is I write down the names, and I've got some prizes here. And I'm going to pick 2 people out of 21 people. And so I'm going to put in here that there's 20, so don't mind the 7, that was from a last time. So I'm doing a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 21. And the first number is number 5. Number 5 on my list is Arliss. Yay, Arliss. You are going to get one of these prizes. I'm going to mail either the doilies or the little embellishments to you. I'm going to randomly generate another number. Number 14. Diane Bogenhagen, you are one hot lucky lady, girl. Except for on Monday when you had to have all your testing done. But you're winning prizes. So Diane Bogenhagen, number 14, you and Arliss are my winners for the top fan competition that I had. So thank you so much for everybody's support. Yay, I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I have a note to call the power company if somebody wants to do that for me tomorrow. I did that so I wouldn't forget. I have here, girls, this is now mystery night. So last Friday, we had the first ever mystery card making night. And I think Kelly told me 86 people watching at one moment, and most people watched till the very end. And at the very bitter end, there were still 60 people watching. We had a fun night. We had so much fun. I gotta find it really quick here. We had so much fun with my mom's magnifying glass, or I should say I did. I don't know if you girls did, but we had so much fun. So much that when that night was over, Kelly contacted me and she's like, you need to do that again. So just know we're doing this again on July 15th. And I already created the event for it, but I don't have the instructions made for clue number 1, girls. I'm not that proactive. I am like more of like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. So within a week or two before the event, watch for the first clue. But for now, mark your calendar. That's all I ask, okay? So what happened though is we made a card together. Actually, I didn't make it. I gave you instructions to make a card. And I told you that tonight I would publish it live and I would go through who the winners are. So are you ready to see? Are you ready to see my card? Okay, I'm so excited. I don't know. I get excited over little things. So, all right. I'm going to flip the camera down. And here you go, girls. That was my card that I made with the instructions. So I do realize that there were 2 slight little instruction flaws. In the Facebook instructions, I had the measurement right at 4 inches. And somehow I had cased this off of a fellow demonstrator, and she originally had 4 1/4. So in the PowerPoint instructions, it listed it at 4 1/4. So just know that we really intended that to be 4, but 4 1/4 was also written. And so we have our piece of DSP that was on the left side of the card. We have our matching cardstock that I can't remember the measurements anymore, but then I have Whisper White, but you could use vanilla. I stamped my sentiment in the bottom left corner, and I've already spilt something on it a little bit. And then I wrapped my twine around 3 times. I made myself a little baby bow that I put here. And my image, I had mentioned I had a bigger image that filled up more of my corner. So had I centered this over to the left and up higher, I wouldn't have had room for my Big Daddy sunflower. And so that's why I said, depending on your image, you have to move your mat here down or up. And then I embellished it so with some of those in color dots. And then I put a little sunflower in the bottom. So this card, I haven't decided who's going to get it yet, but somebody who watched me live that night is going to get a surprise card in the mail. It's probably going to have to be somebody that I have their address for. So unless I randomly select somebody else. But that was my card, girls. And so Kelly has this picture photographed and imaged with my watermark. And she's going to be sharing this on the game night tomorrow. So you guys can see that. So that was the game night. That was the mystery card making night. It wasn't game night. That was the mystery card. So girls, I said I was going to give away a couple prizes for sharing it. So look at this. I had 25 people that shared the video. So that is super exciting. So I'm going to put in here that there were 25, I think I said 25 people. We're going to generate a number. Oh my goodness, number 24. Linda Bendick. I think that you might be watching, Linda. You are a lucky lady too, because I think you won the bundle from the game night. So, okay, so you're going to get one of those. And then I'm going to generate a second number, number 3. Julie Bierschbach. Okay, Julie, you get one of these as well. So I'll randomly send each of you one of those. So yay. So that was for sharing the video. Now, what do we want to do next? We're going to do, look at all these people. All these people, 45 people shared pictures on Facebook in the post. And the reason I asked for you girls, it's a lot to keep track of everything, I'll be honest with you. And so that's why it was super important that you all posted in the same thread for me, because I can't go searching every multiple location to find people to put into a drawing. That's a lot of work. So I love giving away free things, but it has to be easy for me. So thank you to everybody. If you posted it somewhere else and then you were asked to post it in the thread to be counted in for the drawing, that really helps me to keep it all together. So 45 people submitted their cards. I hope you girls felt inspired when you saw all the other ideas, and you can see how people interpret things differently. I thought that was awesome. So just know there was no right or wrong to the way that your card was, and I'm not giving a prize for what I thought was best or if you followed the rules the closest. I am giving away prizes random for people who tried, okay? So we have 45 people, and what I've got here is I've got the same, I had some extra supplies of adhesive embellishments, some toys, and guess what, girls? We are going to give away one of the little ladybug stamp sets. So first comes first. The first person out of 45, I'm going to send the ladybug stamp set. But if I call them and they already have it and they don't want it, I'll give them one of the other ones because we don't always need extra stamp sets sitting around. So lucky it said number 8. So I'm not sure who you are, Kay, but Kay McClurg. My writing is not so good, but I'll message Kay and I'll announce all the winners too. But Kay, you won the little ladybug stamp set. So ladybug. And then random number again. Oh my goodness. Number 1 is Kathy Malago. You will get one of these prizes. And then number 32, Patty Robinson. Awesome. Okay, so that was the giveaway for the Mystery Night sharing a card. So again, girls, I hope that you really enjoyed it. If you have constructive criticism or ideas for the next one, I'm always welcome to hear different ways to do things. And if you have a different idea or for a layout for the card, honestly, I'm always up to ideas. So thank you everybody for participating in the Mystery Night. Now, last but certainly not least, I have 2 prizes that I'm giving away for the game night and card workshop that I did. Wow, it was May 21st. So this was an event that people paid money to do if they wanted to play games and make cards. Otherwise, it was a free event that you could watch. And so this drawing is for the same kind of concept of people who paid for the event. They could put their cards in for a submission for the drawing that I'm going to do right now. And the cards were beautiful. So I have a separate Facebook group that's called Stampin' Game Night and Card Workshop with Cards by Christine. It is an open group that anybody can get into. It's a public group, but you have to get my permission to go in the group. And that's where all these cards are stored. So I had, I didn't number everybody, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we had 10 people that I saw that shared cards or shared that they got their packages. And I'm going to do a little ladybug set, and I'm going to do a pack of the Tropical DSP, the Memories and More cardstock pack. So I got these 2 prizes. We had 10 people that submitted. So when I hit this, I have number 9, Sue Wagner. I'm going to reach out to Sue first. If she doesn't have the ladybugs, then she'll get that, and if she wants that. So these 2 people I'm going to reach out to, and after Sue then picks, then the other person will get the opposite. And we have number 10. Number 3, Tammy Sokolik. So, Tammy, you know what? I'm going to make an executive decision. I know I just said I was going to have Sue pick, but I know, Tammy, you won this from me just recently. Oh, but you also have the ladybug. So I'm not sure, Tammy. I'll have to talk to you and Sue outside of this, and maybe I'll pick a different prize. But Tammy, I know that you have both of these things. So I hate to give you more things that you already have. So I might go back looking through my stash of stuff and see if I can find something you don't have. So, all right. So that was Tammy Sokolik and Sue Wagner for sharing. The drawing was for either sharing that you got your package from me or sharing that you have your card kits. That's how you got into the drawing. And so I appreciate everybody that shared that excitement with their cards that they made and also with their packages when they got them. So, oh, girls, like this was a lot. I'll tell you, when I went into tonight, I'm like, what am I forgetting? So we did the Fun Folds class. That was the first thing that was most important to get done. We talked about the new catalog went live yesterday. Oh my gosh. Who doesn't have a catalog? Who needs one? Please tell me if you need a catalog. I would love to help you get a catalog. I also have a schedule, my scavenger hunt and in color club that we talked about. If you want any of that, reach out to me. We talked about the project, we talked about celebrations, and we did all of our drawings My goodness. So what's happening next? Did you have fun? Girls, give me some thumbs ups and some love if you had fun tonight. I know it took a little bit longer than normal. So normally I try to keep the class down to like an hour and a half to 2, but I knew the fun folds would be a little bit more strenuous and time spent. So I didn't want to rush through them either. So, but I know it got a little bit long. So I still hope you had fun. And if anybody needed to leave, you can always catch the replay. But just to let you know what's going on next week, Thursday, I have to look at my schedule. Hang on. Next week, Thursday. All right, we're doing the catalog, or it's the in color class next week, Thursday. So we have 5 cards that all have the same look to them, but they all feature one of the new in colors, and it uses the small daisy punch and some of the forever greenery. So in the color class is next week, Thursday, followed by the monthly card making class. And so if anybody, I still have registration open for those classes. So if you are interested in getting the to-go kits or you want a set of the completed cards, they're both available. Reach out to me because I'm in the process of prepping and kitting everything now. And I forecasted for about maybe 7 extra people that haven't signed up yet. So if you want to be one of those extra people that hasn't signed up yet, please reach out to me and I'd love to pop a kit in the mail for you. So the classes vary, the class fee varies, and I generally give away the class for free with a certain size order. So just reach out to me if you're interested and want to see the cards, or if you want to get a set of the cards or the kits. So that takes us to 2 weeks into June, and oh my gosh, and then it's going to be already July. Crazy. So girls, I think on that note, I'm going to leave you be. I hope that you had a great night with me. That rhymed. So yay. And I wish that you have lots of love and sunshine and happiness until I see you again. And with that, hugs and sunshine to you. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.